All right. Happy Friday. Happy Friday. What's up there, Joshua Charles Hoppenworth? Welcome to KLear Channel. I appreciate you jumping on this morning. Good morning, everybody that's on their way to work today. If you're driving, please drive safely. It is Michigan, and it is fucking cold outside and a little bit snowy. All right. So hey, listen, I got some good things happening. Are you guys ready to go? I don't see some of you guys in the back there. You guys were on the screen and you're not on the screen. I don't know what just happened back there. I don't know. So we'll give these guys a second. They may have had a little technical difficulty, but so Josh, you excited about the Super Bowl?
I am very excited. I was hoping for a Rams-Chiefs, but I cannot get mad that the Bengals made it there. Moro's my guy, so it's definitely going to be a really fun game.
Kind of a crazy story about that quarterback, huh?
Yeah.
I mean, he was at Ohio State, right? Correct me if I'm wrong. He's at Ohio State, didn't play very much, and he's like, I'm going to go to a school that's going to, I want to play. I want to get some playing PT, right? He goes to LSU. Is like, I don't know. He's the best. Did he win the Heisman that year? I forget.
He did.
He did, right? Okay, I was gonna say because I thought I remember him talking at the Heisman ceremony, and then he wins that and sets all those records at LSU, and then he goes on to the NFL and he's showing the world that he can play football. Pretty crazy. Pretty crazy. David, are you an LSU fan?
Oh no, just college football fan.
College football, yeah, and he did national champ, right? They went off. I forget who they like whooped Alabama. They whooped a lot of teams in that like semifinal final. Cool. All right, so happy Friday. Today's a good day. Today's a good day. I'm going to share with you why. I got up this morning. My wife is in Miami. My wife is in Miami in sunny Florida for the weekend for a business conference with 10X. The women's conference that she's at, so she's excited to be there. And dad duty like crazy today. The boys decided to get up late, which is awesome. Getting a 6-year-old and a 9-year-old moving in about 20 minutes to get to school. I don't wish that on any of you guys, but it was an absolute shit show in this morning. There was tears, there was excitement, there was everything in a matter of 20 minutes getting ready for school. And then I went off to the gym, did my thing at the gym, got a chance on my buddy Sean, obviously the guy in the NFL. And then I walked into Panera, a little different this morning, because the normal spot that I get my smoothie at wasn't taking my order. As I'm leaving Panera, a nice older lady says to me, "Hi there, you have very good posture." And I said, "Excuse me?" And I smiled. She goes, "You have very nice posture. It just makes me, I got to stand up straight some more." And I said, "Are you a doctor?" And she says, "No, I just think you have great posture." And I said, "You know what? Thank you so much for noticing. Have an awesome day." And as I walked out the door, I said, "Man, is she a cougar trying to take me down or what? Is she a cougar trying to take me down or what? I don't know. So happy Friday, everybody. Wanted to tell you guys how my morning is gone. I am happily married, you cougar. Heisman, that out of the door and on to work. So it's just a Friday morning, and it's hard being good looking, right? You guys know what I mean? You guys know how I feel? It is hard. All right, so happy Friday. So we're going to jump in, guys. So I'm going to talk today about diamonds. What is this saying that you heard about diamonds? Anybody? Diamonds are forever. Right? You guys ever heard that one? What are some other ones? I see Joshua Hoppenwood jumping in. Good. Go ahead, Gavin.
So they're made under pressure.
They are. They're made from coal under fierce pressure. incredible rock, this diamond. What else?
I was gonna say shine bright like a diamond.
Shine bright like a diamond. Isn't that a song?
Yeah, it
Like
is.
a diamond. Who sings that song? Fergie? Maybe?
It's Rihanna.
Who was it? Who is it? Sorry, I had two people talking.
Rihanna.
Rihanna. It is Rihanna. It is Rihanna. I said Fergie. I met her one time, by the way, for the record, Fergie. It's in Vegas. She is as good looking as you think she is. So anyways, diamonds. So I had a saying with diamonds in my 20s. I said 3 carats or no carats. 3 carats. What does that mean? 3 carats and no carats. I just told myself when I decided to get married, I was gonna play all out. I was gonna, like in the field, I was gonna go make $500 in the field. I was gonna crush it. And when I went down the road of buying the diamond for my wife, I told myself I'm not just gonna buy a rock. I'm gonna buy a 3 carat rock. So, and she loves it, by the way. All right, diamonds. So I want to talk about the 4 C's. Who knows the 4 C's of diamonds? The 4 C's of diamonds. Who knows? Alejandro,
I know
you raise your
color
hand.
and
Color.
clarity.
Clarity.
Cut.
Cut. Okay. Not the 4 C's that I'm talking about. Not the 4 C's that I'm talking about. The 4 C's of diamonds are courage, commitment, caring, and confidence. And just like diamonds, they can be applied to leadership in life. So when I talk about courage, so a lot of people on this call are interested in being in leadership, are interested in having an influence, and are interested in making an impact in their families and their lives and their day-to-day. It takes a lot of courage. It takes a lot of courage. And I'll tell you that in my career, there's been points when I was young in my career that I was very timid, that I was very hesitant. You're not going to be a great leader if you're hesitant or timid. So there's an old saying in soccer, and maybe even other sports, in football probably, that if you go into a tackle, like you go in with you're going in and trying to get the ball away from the other player, if you go in half-ass, you're going to get hurt. And trust me, I did that sometimes. I didn't like going into tackles. I didn't want to get studs in my ankles. Now, the other saying, so what that means is when you go in hard and you go in to hit, you tend to hit people and it doesn't hurt, and they bounce off you. Right? And if you watch the US national team play the other night in crazy conditions and -4 or whatever, 15-degree weather in Minnesota, and beat Honduras and get the 3 damn points they needed to move their way on to the World Cup potentially. One of their goals they scored was one of the guys hit someone, bumped them off the ball, spun, and put it in the back of the net, which was pretty awesome. But you can't be timid as a leader. You got to have guts. And how do you get guts? If you are trying to figure yourself out and you've never had leadership roles and you're just new and you want to grow and you've never done it before, really simple. Fake it till you make it. Fake it till you make it. Right? So if you're new in sales and you've never done sales before and you suck, fake it till you make it. Be confident. It's funny when I train people, and I've trained people in the past, I would, say Josh was on his 2nd or 3rd day, or Jonathan was on his 2nd or 3rd day. I'm with a customer, and I had asked a customer, I'd say, hey, so I got my trainee here. How long do you think he's been doing this? And they'll say things like, I don't know, like 2 or 3 years or something. I'm like, 2 days. They're like, really? Wow, you're doing great. Yeah, it's pretty awesome, right? And so that's just a small technique to build someone's confidence in being new at something, and it builds their courage. It gives them more confidence to do things. So, but you got to have guts. Again, no one's going to follow a timid leader. No one's going to follow. Customers are not going to follow timid salespeople because they're too concerned that something's going to get messed up. So be confident when you're going through things. And listen, if you screw up, who cares? You'll learn, right? But I'd rather be confident and go hard into a tackle and not get hurt. So number one is courage. Number two is commitment. So we're talking about the NFL a little bit. Jake, I know you're a big NFL fan. Question for you. In this game in the Super Bowl, there's a lot of people that are going to be involved in the Super Bowl. Who is the most committed to the game?
The players.
The players. Why would you say the players are the most committed?
Because they're the ones going out and actually doing the work, not telling other people what to do.
All right. Gavin, I know you're a big football fan, right? I'm sorry, sore subject, kind of, sort of, right, with the team. But hey, listen, I still love the Green Bay Packers as much, probably not as much as you do, but I still love them because it's, good football team, good players. Is there anyone else more committed than the players? Gavin?
No, I think like Jake said, because their mind has to be on football all the time, even when it's not football time. So as soon as your season's over, you're already thinking about the next season and what's next and what you can do better.
And Gavin just said that because it's his leader. He doesn't want to, say something differently. Thank you, Gavin. I appreciate you participating. I'm just teasing. I know you. That's good. Good. David, anyone more committed than the players? Any other perspective on it?
I guess I would say the head coach, pretty committed. That guy has to handle both sides of the ball, special teams, hotels, planes. I mean, I guess I've learned over just watching Hard Knocks and stuff. The head coach is working when he wakes up and when he sleeps, and I don't know when he's sleeping or when he's waking up. So he's working all the time. I just know they're workaholics. So I'd say the coach.
Yeah, they got to be. And commitment level, maybe coaches, maybe players. All right. One more time, one more question. Jonathan, is there anyone more committed than the players or the coaches?
No, I would say it's probably the players and coaches. It's tough to pick exactly which one. I want to say the players just because, they're out on the field, like putting their hearts out on the line, putting their body on the line, I think, which is super important for a player.
Okay. Thank you for participating. And Hoppenworth Joshua Charles said the Lions fans, they are pretty committed, those Lions fans, and their hearts are broken every year. But hey, thankfully this year, their beloved Matthew Stafford is going to win a Super Bowl. I mean, is potentially going to win a Super Bowl. I hope he does, in my eyes, because how fucking cool would that be if Matthew Stafford won a Super Bowl? All right. So, and yes, they did teach you grit, Charles Hoppenworth, because they suck. All right. So who is more committed? I'm going to tell you. The owner of the football team is more committed than the players and the coaches. Why is the owner of the football team more committed? Because they pay for everything. If they lose, they're going to lose a ton of money. If they win, they're going to win a ton of money. They're making the decisions on the players. They're making decisions on the coaches, right? But they're more invested in the results. Now, yes, they're not on the field. They're not taking the hits. But at the end of the day, their dollars and cents are up and down based on the results on the field, right? And so when I say that, there's a lot of people involved in the Super Bowls, a lot of people involved in sports. Fans have a certain level of commitment. I know some of them are nuts, seeing a soccer game the other night in negative 15-degree weather and freezing. The players definitely had a certain level of commitment, the coaches for sure. But at the end of the day, the ownership of the organization is the most invested, the most committed to the results on the field. And so why do I bring that up? The reason is if you want to grow in leadership, leadership is a direct reflection. How much you grow in life and in business is based on your commitment to your own success. And in the model that we're in, to go from a player to be in the ownership side of things, if that's what you want to do and be a partner in the business, you got to raise your level of thought. You got to raise your level of activity. You got to look at things from a different lens, an additional lens from how you're looking at things. You know, and I know there's, we were just talking, a few of us behind the scenes the last 24 hours is Alejandro in our office that's really been doing this, sending messages about training and team sheets and different things. Hey, by the way, we have this many people staffing this store or that store. How do we want to change it? I was thinking this. What do you guys think? And really starting to take control of his opportunity and really moving towards, in my opinion, that ownership mindset. And so, you know, my point here in commitment is the difference between people who do well at something and the ones that, you know, maybe get stuck in their career, maybe not advance as quickly as they want to, is the level of commitment. And it's just a decision. So give an example. When I was new in sales, and you know, Rory and I talked about this recently. I know Rory's in the call today. I was so committed to doing well at sales, I read a sales book in my first 30 days in the business. I'd never done sales before. And there is a book called Sales Closing for Dummies. And I was a dummy completely because I'd never been in sales. And I literally read that book in my first 30 days because I wanted to be better at my craft. And total coincidence, possibly, my sales went up when I read about how to be better at sales. Weird. Very weird, right? It's like reading about, I don't know, people. You tend to get better at people. Reading about math, kind of dumb, but you may get better at math, right? So when you make the decision, you tend to do better. And then I've talked about this lately in just different meetings and things and different conversations I had. When you go all in on something and you make the decision to go all in, it's so much easier to do what you have to do. You know, there's a saying I heard a long time ago in the industry that I'm in and the business a lot of you guys are in. Doing our business at 80% is nearly impossible. Doing it at 100%, pretty easy. Pretty easy. And I notice it. I notice the trends. I watch people, and I know when they go through these little ups and downs of productivity and whatever. I know when they're on a down. I know it's because they're at 80%. They're not doing everything they know they should be doing. And it's exciting to me to watch. It's exciting to me to see somebody make the decisions and bounce back up and know that they're in complete control. And then they do things like get back in the gym. They do things about caring about themselves, and they get their life back in order. And I love seeing that because it just teaches them the invaluable experience it takes to do well. All right, so that's number 2 is commitment. Number 3 is caring. Caring. I say this often to people, and you know, I can't teach people to care. I've noticed in life, you either care about your future, you care about other people, you care about what you're doing, or you're just okay not. And no judgment on my side of things. I just never fell into the not caring side of things. I've always cared. I've always felt this responsibility, not just for myself, for my family. And again, maybe everything that's happened in my life, it's kind of pushed me into the role sooner than I wanted to, unfortunately. But caring about people, you know, I think there's different phases of development. Young in my career, I cared about myself, and I cared about really getting myself, you know, stable and not living paycheck to paycheck and really building my life so I could be on my own 2 feet. I wouldn't have to call my family for funds and all that kind of stuff, which I never did, but I always felt like I never wanted to. And then the second phase of it was, okay, I really want to advance my career. So I cared about developing my skills. I cared about developing my mindset. And then it helped me propel into a position where I could run my own company. And then as I started to learn about business and I started gaining financial strength and I still obviously care about myself and my business and everything else. But the interesting thing is I find, I got a, I don't know, $4,000 or $5,000 bonus this week that you guys saw in some of the calls we had from our clients and stuff for the month of January. Because there's an incentive now, a certain level of payments from clients are going to incentivize, people to run offices even more. And I saw the bonus come in yesterday in payment. I think our wire yesterday was like 27,000 for 1 week of sales that we did with these bonuses and stuff. And, I was like, oh, that's cool. But it didn't really I wasn't like overly excited about it, whatever. I'm more excited when I run payroll and I see people make 1,000, 1,500, 1,600, 2,000. I see my, people that are growing at this thing, doing better. And, that to me is like a different level of thinking, and you'll get to a point of your career where you put your people's goals before yourself. And that to me is really, really gratifying. But I will tell you, if people don't care about themselves, sometimes it's an insecurity thing. Sometimes it's a doubt thing, where someone's never believed in themselves. Sometimes, someone's never believed in them for them to believe in themselves to do more. And so just remember that there's a lot of power in telling somebody that you believe in them. A lot of power in telling someone, hey, great job. I know you can do this. And I'll tell you, when I had the doubts and I had the insecurities, and there's, we all go through certain phases of life. I had people tell me too that they knew I was going to do well. Right. And they gave me the confidence to get through those moments in my life to push on to the next kind of plateau in my career. All right. And then last but not least is confidence. Confidence. Confidence, I'll tell you, when it comes to the 4 C's of diamonds, there's 2 flavors of confidence. One flavor is you just have the guts to do it. You just have inside, you have a burning desire to succeed. You have a burning desire to advance. You have a burning desire to accomplish. And again, maybe there's a lot of pain around financials, like you're just tired of being broke. You're tired of working at dead-end jobs and things that are not filling your mind and challenging your mind and helping you get ahead. And you just have the guts to try something new. And that was me when I was new in this business. I just, again, a lot of my background, sports and soccer and everything else, I didn't have any real experience. I'd never done sales before, but I just knew that I wanted to do well in life. And I didn't want to wait 20, 30 years to accomplish. I wanted to be in my 20s. I wanted to succeed. I wanted to travel. I wanted to drive nice cars, etc. And I just had the guts to go for it. The other piece of confidence comes from experience. And how do you gain experience? Well, you fuck up a lot of shit. So I was on a call yesterday with about 10 business owners talking about recruiting and talking about my strategy and how I teach people how to recruit and how I teach people how the psychology of recruiting. And my wife was on the call and she said, hey, listen, I brought my husband on because he's an entrepreneur and blah, blah. He's gone through some of these experiences with recruiting. And she said, hey, do you mind sharing your experience a few years ago, right after the pandemic, and your shift in recruiting? I said, what do you mean? Do you want me to share the experience of interviewing 80 candidates and 3 or 4 of them actually wanted to join this company and what we were doing in 1 month? And of all the people I had involved with it, I interviewed the ones that started. So everyone else I delegated to and empowered and coached, their batting average was 0. And so I said, so you want to share that I was brutal at recruiting before I share that I got better and that things changed? I was like, I guess you're welcome, everyone, before I go over what I'm going to go over. So now you don't have to live through the pain of the recruiting side of things that I've lived through, and all the mind and the research I did and all that stuff I had to do to get better. And that's experience. And I know the experience of going out and seeing 100 no's. I remember we were launching this program. I was in a store around the corner from the office, and it was a Sunday, and I got, I don't know, 85 no's. People saying, no, I'm good. No, I'm good. Oh, thanks. No, I'm all right. I'm like, motherfucker, come back here. You know, like, and then at the very last part of the day, I signed up someone at like 9:30 at night. I'm like, I am not leaving this store. I'm freaking launching. I'm supposedly leading this program, getting it off the ground. I am not leaving until I sign somebody up. And sure enough, I did very, very late. It was like, they almost kind of like, okay, you got to leave the store now. You got to get out of here. We're closing. But I just made the decision. I was like, I'm not leaving until I get the job done. And so I can share through that experience. I can relate to people, and I can help people get through those, again, the dips and things. So diamonds, courage, commitment, caring, confidence. All right. So why would we go over this today? Because I want to talk about the difference between average, better, and best. So does anybody know what average gets you in America? I know Gabriel and Eric, you guys are driving, so don't talk. I see a few other people. Erica, I see you on. Good morning. How are you? So Erica, do you know what average income is in America, or average, or maybe, I know you're in Ecuador, right? So what is average income in Ecuador? Do you know the statistics when it comes around to that?
Yeah, it's really, really different. So the minimum wage here
Yep.
is
I think I'm losing you a little bit, Erica. So I apologize.
$400 a month.
Okay, sorry. I think I heard you. So
Can you hear me a little bit better? Yep.
Yeah, I think so. I think you said in Ecuador the average wage is $400 a month.
Yes, $400. It's the minimum wage. So on average, it's 400, 500. Well,
oh my
of
goodness.
course,
So that's a little
life here. It's yeah, life here it's way cheaper than in the USA, but it's still not enough.
Yeah. So just to kind of repeat that, if everyone didn't hear it. So what you said is in Ecuador, the average person makes $400 to $500 a month. Although the potential cost of living is a little bit different. I know I've actually, through working with Tanya, know the cost of living is different. Not drastically different, right? But which is crazy. So I know in the US, average is in a two-person household is between $30,000 and $40,000 a year. Doesn't get you much. The average person at the age of 62 is more broke than they are at the age of 18, which is kind of an interesting statistic. That's how can you be on this planet longer and be, less financially sound? Well, it's called credit cards. People go in debt because they don't have discipline. And so when I want to talk about average, better, and best, I'll leave you guys with this. When you think about life, you think about business, you think about things you want. Maybe it's, watches, cars, homes. There is average, there's better, and there's the best. And a simple analogy I like to use when it comes to watches, like I remember when I was a kid and I got the little Seiko or the Timex watches that were like, little Spider-Man watches, whatever. They're very average, small, cheap watches. Then as life went on, I, gained some financial strength. I got some better watches and that were a little bit nicer, a little bit more expensive. And they're definitely brands that come about when you do that. Like, I don't know, some of the Seikos, but the nicer ones, and you know what I mean? I know there's a brand here in Michigan that's pretty popular. And then you get into the best ones. You get into the Tag Heuers, you get into the Rolexes, you get into these watches that are $5,000, $10,000, $20,000 a watch. And what's the difference between that? Like you think of cars, and I think of my first car that I bought was a Honda Accord. It's the first one I can afford, a two-door Honda Accord EX. And I drove my grandmother's car that was a 1984 Corsica with an automatic seatbelt that broke down on me all the time. It had, very basic interior and everything else. And then you get into some of the better car, maybe it's like a BMW or a Mercedes, and you get into some of the best cars in the world. And, you guys are on Instagram, you can see some of the best cars in the world. But what makes it different between average, better, and best? And in my opinion, in leadership, it has to do with the 4 things we talked about today. If you want to be among the best in leadership, you want to be among the best in business, you got to have a lot of courage. If you want to be among the best in what you're doing, you got to have a ton of commitment. If you want to be among the best, you have to be confident in yourself when other people aren't confident in you. You got to trick your mind in being confident. If you want to be the best in leadership, the best in business, you got to care about your people. You got to build a family and know that your people got to feel and know that you're going to go to bat for them and you have their back. And so, I'll tell you, in my opinion, unfortunately in life, a lot of people shoot for average and they hit. I don't think that's a life worth living. I shoot for it. Maybe I'm audacious. Maybe I'm crazy. Maybe I'm like, I don't know, out of this world a little bit. I don't care. I want to shoot for the best life. I want to shoot for the best at everything. I want my marriage to be the best. I want my kids to be the best. I want the car I drive to be the best. I want to live in the nicest neighborhoods. I want to have the best for my children. I want the best at all aspects of life. And listen, I may miss a little bit, but I'll tell you, my courage, my commitment, how much I care, my confidence is a reason why I've been able to go from average and work my way up in that scale of average, better, and best. So have an awesome Friday. Thanks for jumping on today, everybody. Thanks for joining us. If you are somewhere in the country where it's cold, stay warm, and we'll see you guys next week. Thanks for being on, guys.